What up, everybody? It is May 11th. Fantasy News Today is back. We got a bunch of things to talk about. We're kicking it off with Tom Brady. And yeah, we're going to be taking it all the way down to Earl Thomas. We got a lot of things to talk about. Here we go.
Buy all the avocados you can.
As I make my way, the fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame is no surprise. I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot. Get your life together.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of east side.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
Oh, yeah. What up? What up? 420 Hustler back in the building.
Bogard Scott free on 411, bringing you the 411.
Yeah. All right.
See what I did there?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
Antonio in the building. What up, bro?
What up, Antonio?
And Stu's in the building. What up, brother?
Stu, stay strong, brother.
Yeah, and throwing out those 420 crew emojis. I like it, bro. I like it. All right. We got a bunch to talk about today, but we got to start it off with the guy who's hoarding all the avocados in the country right now, Mr. Tom Brady. Signing a deal with Fox Sports. He's not even done with the NFL. This is going to be as soon as he gets out of the NFL. 10 years, $375 million. Like, woo! That's more than he's earned in his entire NFL career.
He's pulling the Dave Chappelle. We're like, remember Chappelle? Forever, they were like, man, he should have took that $50 million and this and that. People were saying no, but he was like, listen, man, you can't put a price on my integrity. All right? And I'm not saying that Tom Brady has integrity because, he'll cheat. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But in this case, I mean, him being able to take all those team-friendly deals for years so the Patriots can continue to compete. And then, he was able to do this because he was married to someone that was worth damn near $500 million. You know what I mean? And she was a witch. You know what I'm saying? And then now, this is
a
his,
witch.
Yeah, this is his, when it's like his incentive for retiring, right? It's one hell of an incentive, right?
Yeah, let's smoke it up, Devin. What up, bro?
What up, Dev?
Yeah, this is insane numbers because we're talking about Tony Romo. What Tony Romo get? Like 20 mil, 18
50.
mil?
He got 50 for like 2 years, 3 years, something like that.
Okay. So he was in the 20s somewhere. Yeah, Tom Brady's coming out like, man, almost up into the 40s. He's getting paid quarterback numbers to sit back and talk about TV now.
You know what he asked them? He said like this. He said, ask me how many championships Romo won. Like, don't answer that. He won 0. I, on the other hand, 7. $375 million.
See, I wonder if it's a deal like this that gets Peyton into broadcasting.
I mean, Peyton, I think he has his sights set on owning a team.
He could.
So, that's where I think that's where I think his efforts are at right now. Because he ain't alone. He has guys like just the whole Manning family. You know what I mean? Want to go in on it. You know what I mean? Like,
what up, Mike? Let's smoke it up.
What up, Mike? Get hot.
All right, second piece of news that we got, some news in New York, and Antonio, he said, where do you think Bradbury goes? Wouldn't mind him staying in New York. So James Bradbury gets released, only 28 years old. I mean, he's still a solid cornerback in the league right now, and it was saving the Giants $11.5 million in cap space, and they're still taking on the Ted Mill in dead money, and he's got dead money in 2023. As well, another mill 0.3.
I think. I mean, where do I say every time?
What?
Hollywood Rams, bruh.
Oh man,
They got rid of Darius Williams.
damn.
You know what I mean?
They better not get him because man, then they could make Troy Hill like the slot, like the nickel cornerback. Like it's the rich getting richer, and he's already getting paid $10 million from the Giants. Now. So now it doesn't matter what he gets paid. It does, but he could sign a deal for $1 million. He's still making $11 million.
It's the good old double dip. You know what I mean? And then outside of that, outside of the Hollywood Rams, I would say Tampa Bay, right? Because they kind of need that position. Like Carlton Davis is not really the guy. He's decent. He's outside of the top 12, the PFF, if I remember correctly. So
I bet the Chiefs could be in the mix on this if they don't got to pay him a big bag because he's already getting paid.
I mean, Spagnuolo would love a corner like that. You could because he's a guy that could play number 2, and he'll be a great veteran in that DB room because there's a bunch of youngsters. For the Chiefs defensive backfield. Yeah,
I mean they just got
they got McDuffie.
McDuffie, that's was he a first rounder or a second rounder? I can't remember.
He was up there. I want to say he's the first. I mean, I know they went defense first too. Don't quote me if he's not a first, but and then they brought in Justin.
Here we go, Bogey. Here it is. 49ers said 49ers Super Bowl champs next year, guaranteed. This is who asked us to do blood in, blood out.
Oh, let's go. Movie. Hey,
we are going to be doing that. We're going to be doing that.
Yeah, shout out to the gang. First of all, bang bang. And I mean, shit. We toyed with the idea here locally. As soon as they cut Bradbury, it was going around that perhaps we could look at him, but it's just going to depend on how much money he gets. He's going to do the tour first. The tour, as in where can I go and compete? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you got
money's not an issue now that you're already making $10 million. Yeah. Like now you just want to get to a team that you can win with.
Yeah, even like a 2-year deal, $10 million, $9 million guaranteed, $8 million guaranteed. He'll probably do that and feel really good. And the Patriots is one of those teams that could bring him in. They definitely need that position.
Everybody needs another cornerback.
Yeah, but he's like a number 2 to me though. You know what I mean?
He's solid.
Yeah, he's not we're probably a couple years removed from him being that a guy who could play the number 1 role. I mean, he was always playing a number 2 role back in Carolina, and he did fucking very well for New York that first year. And then last year was kind of it was a bust year, and that's why he's and he's also the old regime, so they're like, fuck this, we're not gonna we don't need to. We just save the money, you know what I mean, and take the little cap hit, you know what I mean?
Let's shout out everyone who just jumped up in the chat. We got Jay Levin, what up, bro? Spencer in the building, what up, Guru?
What up, Guru Nation?
Ron in the building, what up?
What up, Ron? Smoking that kind bud.
Yeah, and Stu, it's our year. How about them Cowboys? Get it, Stu.
Yeah, you know what,
Garrett
Stu,
in the
because
building.
you're you. I hope so. How about that?
Shout out to Jarrett and the Who Dat Nation. What up, bro?
What up, Jared? Who dat?
All right. So let's see. Who else we got here? We're just jumping around a little bit. Okay. Kyle Van Noy ends up going to the Chargers. I mean, how much? What was it? $1.5 million is his salary, and then $750,000 for the signing bonus. So they got him on a veteran discount. I feel like that's really good. You're getting him for some depth. On the outside.
He'll probably be in there like third down packages. You know what I mean? He's not gonna be a full complimentary snap guy at all.
No.
But I mean, they lost Kaiser White, and then they brought in Troy Reader, and this is incredible depth right here. And then once again, going back to the playoffs last year, whenever we were breaking down certain matchups like the Rams versus Arizona, for example, I remember saying having experience in the building, people that have been there, that shit goes a long way. And Kyle Van Noy is going to bring that. He has the championship pedigree. He knows what it takes. He could just say those right things in the locker room. And for $1.5 million to get some locker room morale, some championship pedigree, I like it.
Yeah, Kyle Van Noy on one side, Khalil Mack on the other. It's gonna get crazy. Big BS, what up, bro? He said, "What's up, THC fans? Hell yeah!"
Yeah. Get
And
high.
Jared said thoughts on Honey Badger going over to the Saints. So I like it. I mean, he's solid. Him and Daniel Sorensen. I like the stuff on social media. That shit's been real funny. The videos.
Are they going at each other?
No. It's like someone like chopping up videos showing like Honey Badger getting burnt to shit, and then like Sorensen, making a play like hella deep. Like it's just a bunch of like funny clips like making Honey Badger look goofy.
That's whack. Honey Badger's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah,
and
he's
as far
solid.
as going to the Saints, they want to win now. You know what I mean? And it's a big homecoming. You know what I mean? He's an LSU kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I really like this because they got rid of Marcus Williams. He went to the Ravens.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? When you have the likes of who's in their secondary? Marshawn Lattimore.
Malcolm Jenkins was there.
Malcolm Jenkins. He retired, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, and so
now they got it. That's Marcus May who came over, their former Jet.
Right, but he's coming off the ACL.
And it's him and Sorensen who are at the free safety. So
there you go. So
if May's not ready to go, in the beginning of the season, Sorensen is going to start out as a starter.
And then, man, I see Guru would know this, but if their secondary corner opposite of Lattimore is like PJ Williams or something like that, still that's just bad. You know what I mean?
It's Paulson Adebo. That's who.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I remember Paulson. You're right. Is it Adebo or whatever?
Adebo.
Adebo.
Yeah. So drafted last season.
Okay, maybe he takes.
There we go. And Guru is. Guru said, "Shoot him the link." All right, I'll send it to you.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I'm shooting it to you right now, Guru.
Hell yeah.
You can tell us a little bit more about this.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a team that they want to win now. They're nowhere near trying to rebuild. They're just retooled. You know what I mean? And even when Marcus May comes back, bro, he's gonna be a bad motherfucker. That's a Dennis Miller defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dennis Miller, right? Not Allen. Dennis Allen's the actor.
I'll take your word for it on the coaches. I don't remember the coaches' names too much. I got way more important things to be in my brain than that. Here we go. Guru hopping on. What up, bro?
Hey, listen, bro.
Perfect timing, Phil. I'm talking Saints. I'm like, man, I gotta hop on this thing.
Yeah.
Break down the secondary, man. I tell you what, Paulson Adebo is very promising as the number 2 corner. He was a rookie last year. He had his times where he got burned, but he also had his moments where he was a bad motherfucker, y'all. He's got a lot of upside. I like him as the number 2 because we have a lot of depth at corner. We drafted Alontae Taylor, so some more youth back there. Also got the Bradley Roby, who we acquired last year from the Texans, who never really got acclimated until the end of the season. And he was a solid 3 or 4 type corner. So if Adebo kind of struggles, we've got some veteran depth with him, as well as C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the nickel role, who's really stepped up, and he can play safety or corner. And in the safety room's looking pretty nice with Marcus May added, Honey Badger, Daniel Sorensen. This is the deepest Saints secondary I've seen in my lifetime of being a Saints fan, which dates back to 2005. I started whenever
he was born in the Thunderdome.
Yeah, it was all up from there. We've never had a shit season since then. I started as a baptism by fire, but fell in love with the team, and then I'm glad I did because it's been up from there. Got us a Lombardi and hopefully some more post Breeze and Peyton.
And Jarrett, shout out to the Houdat Nation, says, how you feel about the draft picks overall?
I feel pretty good about them, especially
shit. You nailed it.
Olave and Penny. Yeah, we did, because those are the 2 I wanted, and they never do what I want hardly. The last time they did what I wanted was back in 2017 with Lattimore, and so I'm really pumped that they took not 1 but 2 players I liked with Olave.
I made the phone call.
So Appreciate that, Boogie. I'm glad you made the phone call and didn't have us taking a quarterback like so many people had us taking, and then all the people, oh, the Saints are in a rebuild, blah 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 blah. No, we're not in a rebuild. We're in win now mode. We're coming for Brady and the Bucks. Let's get it.
Yeah, Bogey, you were one of the guys who was like, "Oh, they're getting a QB for sure."
I mean, because it's just I was doing the math. You know what I mean? Like here, you want to know what was part of the math I didn't notice though was that Jameis had the 2-year extension, not just the 1 year.
Right? Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They believe at least for the next year or two.
Yeah, because listen, if next year draft class for the QBs is like everybody says it is, they traded away their next year's first round pick. So that was to have me convinced, like, okay, you don't get 2 first round picks in the first round unless you're trying to move up for a QB. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just that's how I viewed it. I was wrong though, but
all good.
I'm glad I was wrong. I like Olave there.
Yeah, I'm glad you're wrong too. I'm glad I was right this time because we needed left tackle and wide receiver, especially if it's win now, which it obviously is. Being that it's a good time to strike because the NFC right now is not very top heavy. If the Saints were in the AFC, I'd probably be like, yeah, I should look into rebuilding it. The conference is stacked, but with the way the NFC is wide ass open, let's go for it.
I mean, you guys finished right outside the playoffs. Like if my Niners don't beat the Rams in overtime, week 18, you know what I mean? You guys had already punched your ticket in. You know what I mean?
All right, yeah, we had it. Yeah, we were 9-8. Yeah, on the Eagles edged us out, man. It was a good fight, and we were injured. We had all kind of injuries. We could get healthy this year.
You were about to go. If you got into the playoffs, you would have went in there with Taysom Hill and Ian Book.
That's all. Yeah, that would have been rough. I'm actually kind of glad we didn't make it because we'd had.
Who was the other dude? Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, he's with the Bears now. We replaced him with Andy Dalton. Basically swapped him.
Oh shit! We got some breaking news. You know who else just signed with the Bears?
Pick Peterman.
Yeah, but shout out to Blitz with Blake. That's BWB's guy.
Hell yeah, man! Yeah, Pick Peterman and yeah, they had something
Pick
else.
Peterman. I've never heard that one.
Loves Nathan Peterman.
I never heard of Pick Peterman. I like that.
John Gruden loved him some Pick Peterman. I thought when Gruden got kicked out that Peterman would never get back in the league, but here we are.
Shows how much Gruden knew.
Yeah.
Idiot.
That racist bigot.
I know, right?
All right, let's get on to now. We get to talk some trash about the Jaguars. So Josh Lambo is suing the Jaguars for $3.5 million. It's for the Urban Meyer that's kicking him, and he said that Urban Meyer caused emotional distress.
Hey man, he kicked the kicker. Pun intended. That motherfucker. That's like showing up to like if a motherfucker was a grave digger all his life, and then but when he died, they just left him outside on the ground. You know what I mean? He kicked the kicker.
Yeah,
emotional damage.
Kicker suing their ass.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, especially because he doesn't have a job right now. He's a free agent.
Yeah, I don't know, 3.5. He ain't getting no 3.5 mil. I can say.
So Josh Lambo just kicking it. She's just chilling, kicking it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here all night.
So we'll see if Lambo gets the money that he wants, but Jaguars should just give him that money and just call it some urban tax. You know, they really should. They fucked up by hiring Urban Meyer's ass to begin with.
I mean, because they're trying to treat it like pro wrestling, bro. I mean, it's the cons. You know what I mean? They're involved in pro wrestling. They do everything for a draw, not for football's sake. Because the irony is like they need things to be a draw to save their football team as far as numbers go. Like, look, at the Cowboys could be a bad team forever. They're still going to make a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Well, maybe not. Let's see. So have you guys heard? Okay, so the NFL over the next couple years, they're going to be expanding and adding a couple teams. We don't know how many. It's probably going to be like 2 teams that get added. You know, we hear the talks of the Mexico City. We hear the talks about the Londons potentially. I've even heard like potential like Toronto. You know, I mean, they got a baseball team up there. They got a basketball team up there in the NBA. Maybe they add a football.
Their team would just be called the Canadians.
Yeah, just make it real easy.
Copy the hockey team.
Now, according to the mayor of Dallas, he said that when the NFL expands, that they need to get an extra team in Dallas.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, but see that, you know what's funny is because obviously Texas is a football state, right? But I'd say more so college and high school, because like if you're not a Cowboys fan, you're shout out to Peacock, you're a Texans fan. Like, I mean, it's like being the Lakers and the Clippers as far as fan base goes. You know what I mean? Like it took a while for the Clippers to come around to have like a respectable fan base. You know what I'm saying?
So
yeah, they need one. If they're gonna expand to Texas, put one in San Antonio, I think, or Austin. Those are big enough markets to where like you don't want to have. To me, 2 in Houston or 2 in Dallas would just not be good.
Austin would be dope.
Yeah, Austin's booming city right now.
And like that's because that's where you got all, it's like another tech mecca, you know what I mean? So you got
a lot of young people, population going up. Yeah,
a lot of young millionaires too.
What city could handle two football teams? Because we got LA right now, and I mean I know they're in New Jersey, but it's both the New York Giants and the New York Jets, so we'll just call that. The
New York State has 3, but it's just because you know what I mean, like up. What is it? Western New York is a totally different beast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd say so. Florida already got a few. I mean, damn. New England is funny because it takes up that whole region.
Right. Yeah, I don't do it. Maybe Chicago. They've got 2 baseball teams.
Chicago's huge. I mean, that's like the 3rd biggest city, I think, right? Or second.
I'd probably say another. There'd probably be indoor teams. You know what I mean? Because then you can put them anywhere. So, like, whether it's cold or too hot. So, I'd be pricing Arizona. Arizona could be another one. You know what I mean? Because, like, you're going to think about this. You're going to have to add, I'd imagine, if they say a couple teams, like, how is that going to work? You know what I mean? 32 divides into 4. It's really nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
well, see, you know what it is because now they changed it to 14 playoff teams, things like that. Makes it easier to like jump up and expand it to 2 more teams. I mean, how would they be able to do 4 though? I mean, they'd be spreading it pretty damn thin. Because and what was it when like Baltimore came out? I mean, we were all kind of young when that happened, but didn't they get players off of other teams?
So what happened was
expansion draft and all that. Yeah, I don't think you can add more than 2 at once. That would just be complete chaos. So I think they're gonna probably bring in 2 and then 2.
Well, here's the thing though. When the Browns in the when they got up to the 90s, you know what I'm saying, they turned the Oilers, they turned into Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
So there was no more Houston team. Then years later, when they add back the Browns, if I remember this correctly, the Browns, because the Browns from the 90s turned into the Ravens.
Yeah, that's right.
And then there was no Browns. Then they bring back the Browns, and I want to say that at the same time they put the Jags and the Texans.
Well, it was the Jags and the Panthers, and then the expansion.
That's right. I forgot about the Panthers. That was in '96.
And then the Texans. The Jags and Panthers were '96. The expansion Browns were '99. Texans were 02, and it's been the same ever since as far as having 32.
Wow, 02 was Texans. Damn.
Yep.
They're a baby.
Yeah, I was 4 years old.
Hey, isn't it funny? It's like the Browns come back and it's we're shit again.
Yeah, we need that drop. We suck again.
We suck again. I mean, Antonio always comes. It's funny because every time you read the comment when Antonio says it, I hear the voice. So in my head, that's how Antonio sounds. Like Rob Schneider from goddamn Waterboy.
So that's going to be interesting to see when this actually does happen. But yeah, it would probably only be 2 teams. It definitely wouldn't be 4. But I bet it would be trying to add 4 over like a certain amount of years or something.
Okay, what kind of theme team would you want? Like the animal, maybe like the sledgehammers. You know what I mean? See, that would have been tight. How come I'm not in that room when Washington needed a new name? You know what I mean? The Washington Sledgehammers. That would have been tight.
Bet they
Oh,
had
yeah.
some good names pitched, but the fucker, what's his name, Snyder or whatever, like shot him down. He wanted to sabotage it because he still wants to be the damn Redskins. Fucking piece of shit.
That racist.
Yeah, for real. Racist con artist. Yeah, they need to remove him from the ownership role.
I'm
man.
making the phone call.
Yeah, make that phone call, please. I bet
We're getting
everyone,
him up out of here.
other than Daniel himself.
What they should have did, I mean, because it could go both ways with people loving it and hating it, but they should have just made it the Washington Caucasians, just give everybody a taste of their own medicine. And then there'd be some people who,
Hey, there'd be so many white people out there, bro, picketing the shit. Like, listen, we didn't say crackers. We said Caucasians. Caucasian males. And then the motherfuckers, all the transgenders will come out and they'd be really hot. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'll stir up the most.
Oh, yeah.
The Washington Caucasian males, you can't do that.
And David P, what up, bro? He said Austin having a pro team would be like California getting another one. Because isn't it like a lot of California people migrating to Austin?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan and, all them.
I mean, it's just been like that because of the tech. It's just another tech mecca. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
So, like, a lot of the home bases or campuses or whatnot for like different like Facebook, Instagram, all that shit that's out here. Then they start having sister facilities or brother campuses, whatever you want to call it, in Austin. You know what I mean? And just damn near every company is out here. It's also out in Austin and vice versa. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because like I knew motherfuckers that would like fly out and only be home on the weekends. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And like, and they could be my neighbors. They're flying in for someone else, and they just work here during the week. And then vice versa. We got the homie. He would go there all week, be in Austin, fly home, spend the weekend. He would just rinse and repeat. Then he's like, "Fuck, I'm just moving out there," and he moved out there. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah, because it's fucking job. You know what I mean? It was probably easier for a lot of people too during quarantine. Like think about that. They're like, you're in California. You're like, man, fuck this. I'm like the Joe Rogan shit. Joe Rogan's like, fuck California. They ain't letting us do shit. I'm going to Texas. You know what I mean? And Austin's like the closest to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like to like California-esque, just because it's faster. You know what I mean? It's faster than like I've been to Houston. It's a slower place. You know what I mean? Like Texas. So I'd imagine just Texas. In the South in general. But that's a fast moving place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking NFL of San Antonio might be better because in Austin, man, UT, University of Texas is so huge out there that it just might not be enough like interest in the NFL because they're so in love with their college ball. Or San Antonio,
I got it. Carolinas.
Another Carolina team?
Yeah, because like man, the weather's just like the best over there. Like you get all 4 seasons, but you don't get like any of them to the extreme. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mind you, I've heard this from like TD, and I think even Pat McAfee was just saying this the other day on his show. Like Carolina has some of the best weather. You know what I mean? And like, I mean,
like Tennessee, maybe another Tennessee team. We have like a Memphis team as well as the Titans.
Something Elvis, bro.
Yeah, like the
blue suede shoes, the Memphis blue suedes.
Right. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Stu, he said,
they got sideburns on the helmet.
Get out of here. That'd be so fucking out of control. That'd be out of control. and
I like that.
And hold on, and Stu said he had a problem with your comment, Bogey. He said, "Hey, now I resemble that remark from a cracker ass cracker."
I threw that little shot in there at the Cowboys earlier. I was like, "Well, they could be bad forever. They're still gonna make a lot of money."
Yep.
Uncle Jerry, he knows how to put. I put fans in the stands.
Oh, what? Yeah, I'm gonna drive somebody flashy. I'm gonna sell some tickets, baby.
Listen, Steven, me and Steven, we don't have the same blood. He was about 9 months when I saw him at the supermarket and I purchased him off his mother. I bought a baby real clean swap, contract and everything. Uncle Jerry would be in the grocery store like, you know what, that's a good baby right there. How much for the baby?
Oh man. So
and then he named him Steven.
I wonder they differently.
So talking about these expansion teams. So the NFL this year, they're going back to London, got multiple games in London, first ever game going on in Germany. It's going to be Tampa Bay versus Seattle. And then you got the 49ers versus the Cardinals in Mexico City.
Ooh, that's it.
A lot of games happening out of country.
Hey, there's gonna be a whole smorgasbord at the motherfucking stadium with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Drew Lock and them. You know what I mean?
And they had to send Tom Brady. Of course, that they send over Tom Brady over there for the inaugural game in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
At Mexico City, I wonder if they could handle a football team, because Mexico City is like, I mean, the second or third biggest like city in the entire world. Like, there's a shit ton of people,
and it's hella high up there too. I think is it higher than Mile High?
I think so.
And so it's like, listen, bro, you could throw that thing 80 yards over there. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's just the pollution.
80-yard field goals up in there.
Hey, listen, Justin Tucker about to kick one to space.
For real, B.
Oh, who is it? It's Arizona, and it's Arizona and my Niners, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and that's gonna be an Arizona game, a home game, quote unquote. So, yeah, I mean, but yeah. Robbie Gold's finna kick one to the moon, bro.
That'd be nice. And Ron said, I hate the international thing. It's just trying to force a sport upon people who don't want it. Wait,
hey, you know what's funny when you watch the Europe games, right? They cheer as fuck for everything, especially the field goals. Like they cheer as fuck for everything now.
Anything they can like cheer goal for, field goal.
Yeah,
they're all on it.
Hey, listen, man, I'm from the West Coast. I'm in the West Coast time zone. I love the European games, bro. I get up like 6:30 in the morning. It's already football, and then that game's finna lead me into the 10 o'clock. We're on 7-hour stretch, and they close it out with the night game. I like that shit. It's just as dope as like when we start getting the Saturday end of the year games. You know what I mean?
Okay, Francisco said, I'm from Mexico and I hate the Mexico games. But why? Is it because it gets too crazy over there? Why do you hate the game? The field?
You could probably sell a ton of bootleg jerseys out there.
I believe it. And Ron said New Mexico could have a team, bring back the Aztecs, get back to Albuquerque.
I like it. They got high-ass elevation over there, too.
There we go.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah,
no, because when you're a team,
I'd be down for that.
Hey, that's one of those things, like, you know how like the elements, for a home team, that home team usually has an advantage if they're used to those elements. But like elevation's another one. Like, it's really like Arizona, you don't really feel it. You know what I'm saying? But it is high up there. But Denver is like, players got to go there early in the week. Or like if you have sickle cell, you can't. Like, a lot of times you won't get cleared to play those games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Ryan Clark had sickle cell. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
When
remember John
the
Brown?
Game.
Hey, y'all remember John Smokey Brown when he was with the Cardinals? Always had a calf, always had a hamstring, and then they find out he has sickle cell. So like he would have like a regular injury and he's just done for the season. But then he goes to Baltimore, they're at sea level and he's tearing it up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the only reason his production dropped, he was producing every week that year. Then all of a sudden it comes to an abrupt halt because they decided like, okay, we're gonna go with Lamar now. You know what I mean? And that rookie year Lamar was just running it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They made the hard transition from Flacco to Lamar.
Yeah, because Flacco's gonna air it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And John Brown, I remember I had all the John Brown that year because it was the logic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to tell people that, listen, he has sickle cell. He's gonna be playing at sea level now. This is very important. You get him in like the 14th round, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
All right. Now, you guys who know who Lewis Sign is, the first rounder who went to the Vikings at number 32.
Yeah, the safety from Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he went on the Richard Sherman podcast this past week, and he's pretty much saying, fuck Tampa Bay. They did me dirty because they told them they were about to pick him at number 27, and then they ended up trading back. And then he got snagged at number 32. Right in front of him.
That's just how it is, bro.
Oh, yeah. Hey, but see, you know what's crazy is that, like, even just after watching that movie, they'll say things, but they didn't really say it. Like, it's like, yeah, he's like, okay, well, I'll talk to you later then. You know, remember the Kevin Costner? He never told Bo Callahan, okay, I'm going to draft you. He's just like, okay, I'll talk to you later. You know what I mean? Just hang up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like with Kayvon Thibodeau, they had the same thing. He said the Texans made the phone calls and they were gonna take him, and then they didn't take him. They took Derek Stingley instead.
I mean, you know, in my imagination, right, and in my version, let's say that, you know what I'm saying? Like when they're about to hand the card in, the motherfucker says, "Let me see that card." Oh, and they're fighting, scrapping, bro. Scrapping. There's one.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like with the Texans. Their war room was divided on who to pick there.
And there's a motherfucker on the phone. He's like, "Yeah, Thibodeau, yeah, we finna get you." Slaps the phone out of his hand.
Yeah, Casario comes in, slaps the phone.
Stingley, motherfucker.
So here's a funny story that I've heard, and it revolves around Arian Foster. So he didn't have a really good like senior year, and he goes from someone who's probably going to go in the first or second round in his junior year to having a shit senior year, and then he's like a 6th or 7th round like pick, and he was going to get drafted in the 7th round. He said he was pissed off at this point because he thought he should have been drafted higher, and it was like the Dolphins or someone that called him. And they were like, "Hey, Arian, we're thinking about drafting you with this pick. You want to be a Dolphin?" And he said that he was all pissed off. He's like, "Yeah, whatever, man. Like, whatever." And then he said they didn't draft him, and then he just went undrafted.
Yeah, it's probably better at that point. Then you can be a UDFA and sign on whatever the hell you want.
And you know what's funny too is like being a UDFA, you're gonna make more money than being a 7th round or 6th round guys because you might be able to actually like negotiate your contract and make like a smooth guaranteed 300,000 real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you remember, nobody wanted him. He went on the Texans and sat on their practice squad for a whole year.
You know what's so crazy about that is that like Kubiak was there, if I remember correctly. You know what I mean? It was Gary Kubiak's Texans. And I know Shanahan was there at one point. I wouldn't doubt that he was like this kid right here. You know what I mean? In the practice squad. You feel me? Because that's like, this goes all the way back to Mike Shanahan. You know what I mean? They were finding like Terrell Davis, like that lineage, they find the running backs, B. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Arian just got lucky that everybody got hurt on the Texans that year, and everyone fumbled like crazy that year.
Dang, he probably killed everyone.
And then
Steve Slayton was one of the guys that died for him that year.
Yeah, he got brought up. It was like week 16 or like week 15, like some shit like that.
And then he was that hype for the next year in fantasy.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
When was that?
2012.
Like 2010.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2012.
Oh, 2012. Yeah, it's the early 2010s. He was a dominant RB1 there for a while.
Yeah, because 2013 he was still a bad motherfucker. 2014 is when the injuries started happening. You know what I mean?
When
he fell off quick. Yeah, once he got hurt, he was never the same.
After he announced that he was going vegan, everything went downhill from there.
I know, that's what happened with Kaepernick. I remember Kaepernick, it was like he was just this graceful gazelle while running, you know what I mean? Because he was like that fast for being like 250 something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he comes back, he's like 227, 230-ish. And he's hella skinny and lengthy, and he's just like, you know what I mean? He's just gangly running now.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you're an NFL player, you can't go vegan, bro. You're going to be too fragile. Like a vegan,
Listen, I know some vegans that are yoked, man, but most vegans, it's just that their build is a certain way. They're more slender, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
exactly. In the NFL, you want to have some beef to you, some size. Like, I mean, because everyone else is big, so it's like if you end up too skinny, then you're not going.
There it is. It'll be another team in Seattle. It's the Seattle Vegans.
He must be vegan to sign for this team.
Oh, actually, shout out to Steezy. He's from Tacoma, Washington, right? The Tacoma Vegans. That's where it is. Another Washington State team.
All right, so here we go. Why Francisco hates the Mexico games. He said tickets sold out in 5 minutes. So the only way that you could get a ticket is via a reseller, and they charge $1,000 US dollars per ticket. That's fucking insane. And that stadium is too big for NFL games. Players look like the size of logos from the worst seats. Damn, yeah, that sucks.
Hey, but still, motherfuckers is gonna pack that house. It's gonna be nuts.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, my Niners is gonna be out there, bro.
Yep.
Let's go.
All right, so a couple pieces
is what they'll call them.
So Christmas Day, that's going to be a big day for the NFL. They got a triple header, and they're going to really try to compete with basketball. that day. And the one game that we know for sure is the Broncos at the Rams, and they're doing a CBS Nickelodeon simulcast. You know, the Nickelodeon has that goofy like cat like for kids and
Yeah, the
colors.
MVP. Yeah.
The slime zone.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have 3 games on Christmas this year.
They got to put the Steelers in that slot to see if Mitch Trubisky can defend his MVP.
Hey, he ain't gonna make it that far.
Probably not.
Nah, I say.
I think
maybe-
he
I
still,
don't think he makes
wanted
it
even when he's the backup last year. He's just the one they love on Nickelodeon. He's become a celebrity because he was
that's
like
right.
the Bears quarterback on that playoff game against the Saints that was on Nickelodeon, and he was voted the MVP. And ever since then, they all like, "Ooh, it's Mitchell Trubisky, Nickelodeon star."
Hey, that's kind of tight because he's trash. Like if anybody, I mean, you know, the kids love him because that's the one that they voted, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's like the lovable goofball.
Oh man,
Mitch Trubisky loves.
that's gonna be his claim to fame now. Oh man,
The biscuit. He probably sees it, he's like, "God damn it, this stupid fucking Nickelodeon shit." I mean, like,
He has to go on there and get slimed. He's like, oh, he has to smile. He's like, slime. This fucking
he
slime.
probably hates it.
All right.
Oh, man.
I got 2 signings here, and you're gonna tell me, do you think they're meaningful or mediocre? Okay, starting off with Mike Davis signing to the Ravens, another veteran back going to the Ravens.
Black.
It matters because in reality, this is a team that has already been hit. It's like it's similar to my Niners. When your style of ball, it requires you to open everything up with the run. You can't be having your running backs die left and right. So this is depth. You know what I mean? I mean, they were already trying to get Melvin Gordon prior to this. And you know what this tells me too? This is a tell that these motherfuckers that tore this shit last year might not be 100% to even start the year. You know what I mean? Not saying that they're gonna miss any time, but you know, limited snap count. It's gonna be a heavy rotation. Might be a nightmare for fantasy. But yeah, this is just doing their due diligence, and they would have had Melvin Gordon if Melvin Gordon wanted more money. Mike Davis, he's opportunistic. He's like, give me the small bitty bag, and I'm gonna come be decked. You know what I mean?
And Ron says, who the fuck cares, because they have a million running backs. If you remember, all of their running backs were fantasy relevant last year, at least for like a week or two. You had, the J.K. Dobbins, and he was super, super relevant during all the fantasy drafts.
And then people were still
drafts.
drafting Gus Edwards later on in those drafts too. Like,
yeah,
in the double digits, like he was. I mean, he was like the back end, like people going for like AJ Dillon, Tony Pasta, and then then that was when people would start peeling off. Goddamn, what's his name?
And then when Dobbins went down, Gus Edwards was getting
Bus.
drafted in the 3rd round, 4th round, stuff like that. And then you have the other guys, going in the 10th round, 12th round, all that. And then
like Tyson Williams.
Yeah, all the random running backs that they brought over there too. I mean, Lev Bell was he was fantasy relevant for like 1 week. Who was the other one?
Latavius Murray.
There you go.
Freeman was the best one of the bunch.
Yeah. And there we go. Antonio said it right there. Freeman killed it for me. See?
Yeah, he wasn't that bad. I thought he was terrible, but I picked him up in a league or two because he was putting up pretty solid production.
And Francisco said, who starts week 1, Mitch or Pickett, and then Ritter or Mariota? I think it's going to be the vets starting week 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this will be the first year in a long time that I don't think a single rookie is going to start in week 1.
Probably better anyways.
Yeah, look at last year. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence was not ready. Zach Wilson was not ready. Justin Fields wasn't ready. The only one that was really ready was Mac Jones.
Yeah, and it was really just because of how they used him.
Yeah,
all right,
and Cam was just so bad.
Oh, yeah. Here's another one. Mediocre or meaningful. Sony Michel getting picked up by the Dolphins.
I think it's somewhere in between. It's meaningful actually because like for fantasy, that's gonna shake up things to where like Edmonds' upside drops a little bit. Mostert's now completely off my board. This tells me that they're not at all confident in Mostert, and that bitch Carol Gaskin might get released. I don't know if there's gonna be enough room there. So yeah, this is definitely important for fantasy.
I think I mean, that was my first initial reaction. I remember Huss, he had dropped it in one of our threads. He was like Sony to Miami. And right out the gate, I was like, man, he has a solid shot to be the lead dog. If he picks up the run, if he picks up the playbook faster than anybody else that's new. I mean, I know they paid a little bitty bag to Chase Edmonds, you know what I'm saying? But he's a totally different back from Sony Michel. And I'd say Raheem Mostert is more similar to like a Chase Edmonds at this point, where like how they're going to use him. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? As like a change of pace back. You know what I'm saying? And Mostert too. You got to remember he's coming off a season-ending injury. You know what I mean? And he's 29 years old. So
yeah,
you bring in a 26-year-old. Is he 26? 25? Sony Michel? I think he's 26.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
not that old. Yeah.
And last year was probably the most mileage that they put on him since his 2018 rookie outing.
Oh shit! No, well, 27. I know
27. Okay,
but he turned 27 this year already.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So 27, I mean.
And Stu said, Spencer, did you say Carol Baskins?
That bitch Carol Gaskin.
That bitch Carol Gaskin.
Yeah, that bitch Carol Gaskin. Yeah,
that's Miles
that bitch is gonna
Gaskin's
get
nickname.
cut because they still have Salvon Ahmed too.
Ahmed.
Oh yeah, Ahmed. He's still.
And Ron said, "Who the fuck cares?" Well, we got to be on this for all of our.
Yeah,
leagues,
come on,
man.
Ron.
Come on.
He can't say that for everything. Somebody's got to do.
Yeah, it's still
carry the
news.
ball.
Yeah, we got to play. A lot of us play in really deep leagues where we're going to be like having to look for these guys on the scrap.
We don't play in the 10-team freaking home leagues.
Right? I mean, I have a few of those, but I mean, I also have more. Of
I have a 10-team home league.
Flex.
I have a 10-team keeper league, and it's motherfucking $500 buy-in. You know what I mean? That shit's fucking, and it's nuts because it's like
it's a bloodbath. Yeah, so yeah, in leagues like that where everyone's competing, you might have to dive deep for a Miami running back.
And it's fucking decisions. Everybody is stacked. If you know what I mean, it's one of those things.
Let's see. The last piece of news. You guys heard any of this Earl Thomas news?
Nope. I know that he was like
that guy.
He was saying that he's ready to come back. He's best shape in his life, etc.
He ain't coming back.
That's what we heard, last week or 2 weeks ago is what we were talking about. And now, we live in a very different world than we did 2 weeks ago. Now he has an arrest warrant out for him and for allegedly violating a protective order. And the police say that he violated his protective order by sending threatening messages to a woman about her and her children.
Oh.
Let me
see.
He
ain't coming back, B.
He said it was back in April 18th. He said, telling her that he obtained 2 handguns. And then later that day, texted, waiting on hand and foot is why I'll kick your ass. And then he said, I hope you in the car with him and the kids and y'all drive off the road. I'm letting my mama and my cousins poison their ass.
Wow.
He's fucking lost it. He's fucking
he
lost
had some be CTE or something, man.
Hey, you know what? We need to find out.
Institution. Jesus.
Let's go make some money. We're gonna find out how much the bounty is, and we're gonna bring him down.
Man, this motherfucker.
We're gonna take him in.
Yeah, he does not need to be putting on an NFL helmet ever again. That dude needs to get his head fixed.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Yeah, what a piece of shit.
That's worse than AB, bro.
And I remember he was a Seahawk too. Fuck him.
Yeah, it was funny. They were just highlighting how like everyone on the Legion of Booms like going off the rails. Like Brandon Browner, they said is doing time now, and then Sherman and all his antics. Yeah, it's crazy to think how far.
Sherman's the only smart one. Sherman's only smart one because
at least he's calculated with his stuff.
I want to say he was like Sumakai. Summa Laude.
And
you know that right?
Frat? Yeah, it's a fraternity signature.
No. I'm talking about like when you graduate at a certain GPA, like.
Summa cum laude with highest honors. Like,
at Stanford, bruh.
Yeah, he's a smart motherfucker.
Yeah, so that's why I think like when he gets in trouble with his mouth, it's because he be trying to like. He's hella smart, you know what I mean?
He's aware of it. Yeah, with like Thomas and Browner, I don't think they're self-aware. They're just, from what it seemed like, just that stupid.
They're from the, they never the hood never changed them. You can take the at the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of me. Bitch, I'm a That's all.
Oh, man.
And actually, the last piece of news that I forgot about. Apparently, Richard Sherman is going to be linking up with Amazon for some kind of like broadcast. I mean, I think it's just rumors right now, but we already heard about Marshawn Lynch, potentially being with some kind of Amazon like broadcast. What if it's Richard Sherman and Marshawn Lynch doing some kind of like play cast?
That's dope because you know how dope that is. That's Oakland and Compton.
Yeah,
fucking sitting there calling the game. Hey, look, bro. Yeah. Look, bro, it's 3rd and 9. I mean, I'm power running right here, bro. Yeah. Like, that shit would be dope.
That would be, yeah.
Because they know how to talk football. Like when he came on the man, I mean, listen, just because the motherfuckers is from talk different doesn't mean they can't have these high level football conversations. Like, I mean, they play the game. It's just crazy. Like Tony Romo.
They're both smart motherfuckers. Lynch, I'm pretty sure, went to Cal Berkeley.
Yeah.
They might look dumb, but they're smart. They're
this motherfucker got several businesses. He ain't never spent none of his football.
They're not stupid, that's for sure.
Antonio said eating Skittles, talking about football. Sign me up for that.
And then he got the Skittles bag too. It was like,
he's got all those endorsement deals. And then he's the one that started. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Like you gotta love the beast mode.
He used to get fined for wearing his Raiders shit after the Seahawks game. You know what I mean? He's from the town. That's funny.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, so we shall see. That's just speculation on my part, but it's all lining up, and I hope our version is better because that'd be a pretty dope, a pretty dope stream during the season.
I want to start checking out Richard Sherman's podcast because the motherfuckers be going on that shit now.
Yeah, it sounds like it's pretty interesting.
And he gets people to talk some shit too. Like that's the cool thing about it is because he's real animated. He gets people hyped up. So yeah, he gets them to open up a little bit.
Yeah. Shout out to Uncle Sherman. Fuck him too.
All right, well, let's get up out of here. Spencer, why don't you let everybody know where to find you at and all that?
All righty, yeah, good little surprise pop in here. Y'all can find me at Spencer the Guru on all platforms. # Guru Nation. Live every Monday from all the Mondays up until the season with Mock Draft Monday. We're gonna be live on YouTube this coming week, changing things up from Instagram since Bogey and I had some technical difficulties. We're going to be on YouTube, and y'all can also check me out at bet.nola.com. Got an article up just now on the 2023 draft class on the odds for who's going to be the #1 overall pick. Bet.nola.com.
Yeah.
Bogey, got anything you want to let them know about?
Yeah, per use, the earth is my turf. All of the universe give me money. And we'll be back with Playmakers next week. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna cook up something real nasty. We're gonna be debuting the new intro.
Ooh, can't wait for that. Shout out to Kyrie.
Yeah, shout out to Complicated Pride. Feel me?
Yeah, and if you guys don't follow the podcast yet, go to hustlerpod.com. Go get subscribed everywhere so you can get all those help us out with the downloads. And Ron said Playmakers tonight. Nope.
Not tonight.
You were asking.
We got some things to do.
Yeah, and then we got our silver screen breakdowns. Episode 3 is going to be on draft day. That should be dropping in the next day or two. And then we already announced the next one that we're going to be doing is Blood In, Blood Out. And we'll be recording that in like a week and a half or so. So, yeah, make sure you guys go subscribe there. Silver Screen Breakdowns on YouTube and ssbpod.com.
Yeah.
All right. We're out. Peace.
As I make my way, the fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame is no surprise. I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to wait. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
Everyone in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side.